Welcome back to Russell Does Stuff. My name is Russell. And this week, I'm working Monday mornings for a few hours because it poured like cats and dogs. Tuesday, work until maybe noon. Tomorrow, I have to work because Monday was rained out. And then hopefully we got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off to do things Russell wants to do. Sometimes you're not in control of your situations. Like Monday, poured like cats and dogs. Old people call it a gully washer. People from back in the old West, because it washed away their gullies or whatever. I was up with the chickens this morning. Went and got fuel. And was bullied in traffic a little bit. Got to my first job. Now remember, when the day before is washed out, which rarely ever happens, you're doing what they call gripping. The next day, your brain's telling you stories. Oh, you're running behind. You need to hurry up, and you're running. You're not going to get home at noon. Your brain's just constantly telling you lies. Okay, and then these lies become stories, and then we just start getting stressed out. Most of the stress in people's lives are from stories they tell each other in their head. If you ignore it, you won't get stressed out. I don't ignore some of the thoughts I have. And I should, but we're all human. So I'm telling myself I need to make up for the day that was rained out. Well, really, that's not the case. I shouldn't be in a hurry. I don't have no reason to be in a hurry, But that's how Russ has been for 14 years, drive and determination still inside my belly, I got to start telling Russell a different story. It's okay, you're all right. There's no reason to grip or whatever. You're gripping. That's what they call it in football when you're trying too hard and you're dropping the ball and you guys aren't making any progress, and the plays aren't getting executed like they're supposed to be. I think John Madden said that everybody's gripping. Your teeth is your jaw's tight, your teeth are clenched. So I get to my first account. I notice a package on the walkway, and I know the customer's not home, but I'm gripping. I'm racing against some imaginary clock in Russ's mind. I'm running behind. I didn't have the whole day of Mondays to get my responsibilities done. So I forget to put the package on the back of the lanai for this customer. And normally I do, and I don't say anything, and maybe a day later I'll text him, hey, there's a package in the back on the porch for you. He already knows I'll do that. So I got the account done, and I leave. Now remember, this is my Monday. So, most Mondays, are very stressful. Oh, it's just Monday, or, manic Monday or whatever, I there's some truth to that, because I call it this. Everybody's out of practice. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you're out of practice. Saturday and Sunday, you're not doing that 40-hour-a-week job. So you get out of practice. It takes just a few days to go backwards. So everybody's gripping on Monday. So that's why it feels manic, just another manic Monday. So I leave. I forget to put the package on the back. Well, Mr. Customer decides to text me, "Hey, man, how you doing?" He's greasing me up with, some nice chit-chat in his text. "Hey, my so-and-so ordered a package, and can you put it in the back on the patio?" I said, "Well, I already left." And normally I have a rule. I don't look at my phone while I'm working, because I don't want someone to take my attention away from the customer I'm working for. So I tell him, please give me a heads up next time. And I shouldn't have done that. But I'm gripping, my attitude's going downhill. I tell him, "I'll spin around and I'll drive back and I'll put that package on the patio for you. No big deal. All right, have a great day. Russ has got you. All right, I'm your guy." Well, before I do that, I'm already at my second account. And the husband comes out. "Surprise! My wife wants all these plants buried. Can you do that?" Yeah. For years, they know that they can put plants around their house and just pop out and say, "Hey, can you measure those accurately and put those here and there for us?" And and my mind's already going to the story. They don't care about me. They don't realize that I couldn't work the day before, and now I'm gripping, and I got a lot going on, and the customer I just left needs a package put on his lanai, and I'm trying to, get all my work done. And, I'm starting to tell myself these stories. And it's hard to remind yourself, it's okay. It's okay. Just relax, breathe. Hold your breath for 80 seconds and breathe out your nose for 9 seconds. You forget to tell yourself these things. So I'm getting stressed out because of the stories my computer on my shoulders is telling me, I got it done. I buried the plants. I drove back to the customer's house. I put the package on the patio. My brain's telling me, these people don't care about you. They're not considering your time. And you made a video on cover your time. And, how are you covering your time? And, it's an endless circle. Woo! You can get caught up into it real well, real easy. So, Russ says, "I'm going to chew some gum. I'm going to try to just relax." They're just stories I'm telling myself. Stress comes from stories you're telling yourself. I can guarantee you that. So, I wanted to, shoot a little footage this morning, and I was frustrated. I'm like, no, I'm in a bad mood, and I'm not going to swing the camera. I don't feel like it, Talking about how I feel is just going to make it worse. And then my brain says, well, no, if you talk about it, it's therapy. You'll feel better, So in business, you're gonna encounter stressful situations, and they're just stories that your brain's telling you. Don't buy into it. I kind of had a bad attitude with the guy who wanted me to re-landscape the area along his entranceway. But the truth is, I'm an expert at that stuff. I can easily go grab my shovel, grab my gloves, and execute this extra work request from this customer, And I did. I sucked it up and I did it. I went and delivered the package to the patio. I texted that customer and I said, yo, man, have a great day, So I have a better attitude because I decided to think about my thinking, And when you own a business, you can get overwhelmed with requests and you can get behind and, people are always pulling out in front of you and you can't get to where you're going. And then your brain starts telling you, you're going to be late, you're running behind. 30 years from now, this isn't going to matter, Well, I hope this helps someone out. Thinking about thinking helps me out. We're all human. We've all been there. Don't let stress escalate into something more than it really is. Just stories in our head that we're telling ourselves. Your subconscious wants to throw you overboard. So, like, your brain's like a ship, and you're the captain, and your subconscious wants to throw you overboard all the time. So, if you can just remember that, you're winning half the battle. It'll help you be a good entrepreneur and a great business owner. Don't sweat the small stuff. And you can do that by thinking about your thinking. This isn't medical advice. I'm not a doctor. It's just some tips that I learned. It'll help you, with employees and pain in the butt customers and stuff, All right, this is Russell with Russell Does Stuff, and I appreciate every single one of you. And I hope everybody has the best day, evening, morning that you possibly can have. Till next time.